ጤና ይስጥልኝ ተመልካቾቻችን እንደምን ሰንብታችኋል? ይህ የብርሃን ቴሌቪዥን ነው። የብርሃን ቴሌቪዥን ዛሬ ይዘንላችሁ የምንቀርበው ፕሮግራም በአለፈው ሳምንት በኢትዮ-ካን ብሪጅ አዘጋጅነት የታይቡ ማህበር ጤና ማእከል እና የኢትዮጵያ ካናዳውያን ሀኪሞች ማህበር ያዘጋጁትን የማህበረሰብ ዝግጅት በቶሮንቶ በተሳካ ሁኔታ ተጠናቋል። በ720 ባትረስት ላይ በተካሄደው ላይ ብርሃን ቴሌቪዥን ሙሉ ፕሮግራሙን ሄደን በመዘገብ ላይ ነበርን። ዛሬ የመጀመሪያውን ክፍል ይዘንላችሁ እንቀርባለን። ጤናን አስመልክቶ በአጠቃላይ ማህበረሰቡ ምን ይፈልጋል፣ አዲስ መጪውም ሆነ እዚህ ያለው ከራሳቸው ከባለሙያዎቹ እንድትከታተሉ እየጋበዝን የመጀመሪያውን ክፍል ዛሬ ይዘንላችሁ እንቀርባለን። በተለይ ትራማ ያለባቸው በኢፒአርፒ በኢሃፓ ጊዜ በተለያዩ አደጋ የደረሰባቸው ሰዎች በቦታው ተገኝተዋል። እንግዲህ ተመልካቾቻችን በካንሰር ሰርቫይቭ አድርገው ካንሰርን ወይንም የተለያዩ በሽታዎችን እንዴት መከላከል እንዳለብን ዶክተሮቹ ማስረጃ ሰጥተዋል። አሁንም ፕሮግራማችንን ተከታተሉ። ብርሃኑ ነኝ ከብርሃን ቴሌቪዥን። አመሰግናለሁ።
ለማመስገን ነው። It's just to thank everybody for being here. I don't know how many of you realized what has taken place here today. For me, it has been a very powerful event. Very, very powerful event. በሀገራችን አንድ የሚባል ነገር አለ። ወይ ካለው ተወለድ ወይ ካለው ተጠጋ የሚባል ነገር አለ። Right? Taibu is very, very honored ካለው ጋር ስለተጠጋ። Right? አይዲያ ካለው ሰው ጋራ ኤነርጂ ካለው ሰው ጋራ ግሩፕ ጋራ ማለት ነው። So I want to really thank Ethio-Can Bridge. በጣም ትልቅ ስራ ነው የሚሰሩትና እኛ ከነሱ ጋር ፓርትነር ለማድረግ ስለቻልን ሐሳብ ካላቸው ኤነርጂ ካላቸው ቪዥን ካላቸው ሞቲቬሽን ካላቸው ጋራ ስለተጠጋን ታይቡ በጣም we are very honored. So I would like to say thank you to ጸደይ the committee ቃል እነሱን ለማመስገን እፈልጋለሁ።
ጤና ይስጥልኝ ተመልካቾቻችን እንደምትመለከቱት እንግዲህ ታይቡ ኮሚኒቲ ሴንተር ስካርብሮ አካባቢ ያለ ነው። ዛሬ አንዱ የፕሮግራም አዘጋጆች ናቸው። ይሄን አስመልክቶ የደም ብዛትና ስኳር ምርመራ በነፃ ያደረጉ ነው ለኮሚኒቲው። እዚያ አጠገቤ ደግሞ እንግዳ አለች። ያው እንግዳዋ የምትናገረው በእንግሊዘኛ ነው፣ እንግሊሽ ላንጉዌጅ ነው። she can use that. Okay.
Hello, my name is Melissa. I'm a nurse with Taibu Community Health Center, and we are here at the Ethio-Can event today to promote our chronic disease screening. So we are checking blood sugar, blood pressure, and we are giving out information on cancer screening.
ዛሬ የተገኘው ነው እንግዲህ ኢትዮ-ካን ብሪጅ ባዘጋጀው ኢቨንት ሄልዝ ኤንድ ዌልነስ ለኮሚኒቲያችን የተዘጋጀ ፕሮግራም ነው። ካንሰር ስክሪኒንግ ቀጠሮ ማስያዝ ይቻላል። ብለድ ፕሬሸር እና ስኳር እየለካን ነው። እዚህ ብለድ ፕሬሸር ማኒተር ማድረግ በጣም አስፈላጊ ነው። አላስፈላጊ የሆነ ስትሮክ ሌላ ነገሮች ከመድረሳቸው በፊት እሱን ለኮሚኒቲያችን ለማሳወቅ ነው የመጣ ነው። ስኳርም እንደዚሁ ፕሪቬንት ማድረግ ይቻላል፣ በጤና መኖር ይቻላል። እሱን ለኮሚኒቲው ለማስተዋወቅና
ብዙ ሰው ነበር እየመጣ
በጣም ብዙ ሰው አለ። ያው
So my name is Sarah. I am a student of Sutherland Chan Massage Therapy, and right now we're doing an outreach just for our community hours for school. So we're working with different people just for 10-minute massages. Right now we're just working on some back issues, but yeah.
Okay, so my name is Paul, and I'm here because I'm a videographer, but also because I just want to experience the vibes, experience the energy of people being around here. It's been a great day because I've learned a lot. The food's been great. I've learned a lot about mental health. I've learned a lot about just little things that I didn't know before. And there's also a massage part in there, which is amazing. And honestly, just the overall vibes of the environment, the people coming together, older and younger people coming together in a space for learning and just acceptance. I think it's a beautiful thing. So I'm blessed to be here.
በቅድሚያ እንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ ወደዚህ በኢትዮ-ካን ብሪጅ በታይቡ የህብረተሰብ ጤና ማዕከልና በኢትዮጵያውያን ካናዳውያን ሀኪሞች ትብብር የተዘጋጀው የማህበረሰብ የጤናና የበጎነት አውደ ርዕይ አሁን ይጀምራል። እና ወደዚህ ዝግጅት ጥሪያችንን አክብራችሁ ስለመጣችሁ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። እንግዲህ ዝግጅቱ በሚከናወንበት ሰዓት አስተያየታችሁን ወይም ጥያቄ ለማቅረብ በአማርኛም በእንግሊዝኛም በትግርኛም መጠቀም ትችላላችሁና ሁሉንም እናስተናግዳለን። እንደገና እንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ። ፕሮግራማችን አሁን ይጀምራል። ወደ ቃል
Welcome everyone. Thank you, Johannes. On behalf of Ethio-Can Bridge The Gap, ECPA and Taibu, of course, who is the sponsoring organization for this event. We want to extend our gratitude for Liban, who will be here, but he's got an emergency that's come up this morning. Liban is a stalwart in our community. He is supportive of any initiative that gets our community going. So we want to thank him and acknowledge him before we start. And we hope, it's a long day, but we hope there's a little bit of something for everyone. And hopefully you guys will have a great time. I'm really excited about what's lined up for everyone here today. Great. Now we have Leila Belay. She is going to do the land acknowledgement.
The Center for Social Innovation acknowledges that we're on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and now is home to many diverse First Nation, Inuit, and Métis people. CSI also acknowledges that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13, signed with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Williams Treaty, signed with multiple Mississaugas and Chippewa bands.
Fantastic, thank you. Now I'll pass the mic on to Toadra.
Okay. Salam, welcome everybody. I'm gonna read to you this poem titled Invitation to Brave Space. Invitation to brave space. We will create brave space because there is no such thing as safe space. We exist in the real world. We carry scars and we have all caused wounds in this space. We seek to turn down the volume of the outside world. We amplify voices that fight to be heard elsewhere. We call each other for more truth and love. We have the right to start somewhere and continue to grow. We have the responsibility to examine what we think we know. We will not be perfect. This space will not be perfect. It will not always be what we wish it to be, but it will be our brave space together, and we will work on it side by side. This poem is by Mickey Scott Bay Jones.
እሺ የሚቀጥለው ዝግጅት እንግዲህ ምናልባት እስካሁን ድረስ በህብረተሰባችን ውስጥ ከተደረጉት ለየት ያለ ነው። በቀይ ሽብር ጊዜ ብዙ ነገር ሆኗል በአገራችን እና በዛ ውስጥ ያለፉትን ሰዎች በዛ ምክንያት ደግሞ አገራቸውን ለቀው ወደ ውጭ ሀገር የመጡት ሰዎች ህይወት የሚዳስስና ያ ጠባሳ ያን ጊዜ ይዘውት የመጡት ጠባሳ እስካሁን ድረስ በምን አይነት ሁኔታ ያንን ጊዜ እንዳሳለፉትና በምን አይነት ሁኔታ ውስጥ እየሄዱ እንዳሉ የሚያሳየን የፎቶግራፍ ኤግዚቢሽን ነው እና ይሄ በወጣቶቻችን የተሰራ ድንቅ የሆነ ስራ ነውና አሁን በቀጥታ ወደዛ እንሄዳለን ማለት ነው። አመሰግናለሁ።
Salam. Through My Eyes is an art exhibition exploring generational trauma. It's also a collaborative project between Ethio-Can, Yabsara, and Fikr. Come up to the stage, girls. This project This project seeks to delve into the migration stories of parents as seen through the eyes of the first generation. We invite you to take a moment to explore the compelling art exhibition, which is just next door to us, throughout the whole day. Now, to the stage next to me, we have Yabsara and Fikr, and they will quickly tell us about the inspiration behind this project. Following that, we'll have a panel discussion with our mental health experts in our little bunna circle. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Fikr. Salam. So, as mentioned, Through My Eyes was really inspired by our conversations with our parents. We realized that there's been so much hurt and so much history that's been brought up, that's been kind of hidden and pushed down. And we felt that there's no way for us to heal collectively as a community without talking about it. And also, I feel like we, in going through this process, have even understood our parents' perspectives, understanding what they've been through. And so Yabsara will be starting with a poem that she's written dedicated to her dad. And then, we'll get into the panel discussion. We also just wanted to let you know that we have audio tags that are available right beside the photos. So you can tap your phone and listen to the story that each person in the photograph has gone through. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming once again. I know that some of you are coming from long distances. We really appreciate it. This work becomes more meaningful when we actually have people participating. So I just want to say thank you before I start. I hate calling this a poem, but whatever, it is what it is. It's addressed to my dad. I love you. Yeah. Looking at my baby photos in my 20s feel different. I used photos to measure the shifts in expression, but now that I'm older, all I see is you. At 24, you left Ethiopia in search for freedom, 91 days on foot to Sudan. Military undercover rebels at each post. Death was only a grip away. You were met by the barrenness of the land. The earth had nothing good to give you. In that journey, you were also met by God. An embrace from the sky came falling down. It rained at your request for the first time in months. At 24, you arrived in Sudan, a refugee. Whatever status or wealth you held now meant nothing. At 26, you worked for the American embassy as a chef. Tradition made you feel a sense of shame about it because you hoped to be something better. At 32, you met my mom. A refugee love story. Let me help you get that visa kind of love. I'm broke. But we can go on a walk kind of love. Write love letters to each other even though you lived walking distance. At 33, the community came together for your wedding. It was a communal effort. They covered the cost of the suit, the rings, the food. At 34, you brought me into the world. At 37, AXA. And then we moved to Cairo in hopes of one day making it to Canada. As a kid, not having a clue of everything you gave up for us, I thought you had it all. You put us in expensive private schools, and I remember begging to be in karate class only to leave after a day because I was the only girl. Everything you had was invested in us. I never lacked anything. But the reality of it is, Mom was a housemaid and you were hired as a personal chef. In 26, we came to Canada. It was Elsie and Lumley that sponsored us. You couldn't even bear to stay at their place more than a month. You always put our comfort first. You got a construction job with the limited English you knew. And after only a year, you went to Liaison College to pursue culinary arts, and you did it. I know you don't consider it as an accomplishment, but it is. You were there for every special moment, every beginning and ending, never missed a graduation or parent-teacher interview. It's crazy to think that your everyday world in Canada will never be able to see you the way that I do. Looking at my childhood in my 20s, it's different because I'm finally beginning to see everything in perspective. I can't imagine how you must have felt during these monumental moments, and I don't think I'll be able to understand how you are able to still find room in your heart to love us so well after everything you've lost. If my eyes could speak for you, it would speak of your unwavering love, your brilliance, your wisdom. It would speak of the way you always decorate Mom with sweet words. It would speak of your charisma, how you're so kind yet stern about what you believe, the way you always find beauty in the midst of your suffering. Looking at my childhood photos in my 20s feels different because everything I have is a result of everything you've been through. I love you, Dad.
ህይወትን ስለሰጠን ይሄን ቀን ስለሰጠን መንገድ ላይ የምንቀር ሰዎች የነበርን ከመንገድ አውጥቶን ዛሬ የልጆች አባት ልጆች አሳድገን ታሪካችንንም ማንነታችንንም በልጆቻችን ህይወት ውስጥ በእንደዚህ አይነት መልኩ እንዲገለጥ እግዚአብሔር ስለረዳን እግዚአብሔር ስም የተመሰገነ ይሁን።
Thanks so much. It's not, for someone to recount these events with a straight face. I know there's hurt inside. It doesn't matter how much you've processed the trauma. So I really want to say, just express our heartfelt gratitude for your bravery and for sharing this, not just with your family, but the rest of us as well. And hopefully we'll continue to do that. Thank you.
አቶ አክሊሉን ወንድማችንን በጣም እናመሰግናለን። ምክንያቱም ይሄ የብዙ ሰዎችን ቤት ያንኳኳ ሁላችንም የምናውቀው ነውና እስካሁን ድረስ ጠባሳው በሁሉም ላይ ያለ ነው። የለም እንላለን፣ ግን ባስታወስነው ቁጥር አንዳንድ ነገሮች ሲከሰቱ ያው ተመልሶ ማንጸባረቃችን አይቀርም እንደዚህ አይነት ሁኔታዎች እና በጣም እናመሰግናለን ስላጋሩን እና ያብስራ እና ፍቅር ነትም ፍቅር በጣም እናመሰግናለን። ታንክ ዩ እና ወደ እናንተ
Thank you. So now we're going to get into a discussion with two psychotherapists. And we're going to talk about intergenerational trauma and how we can collectively heal as a community. So if we can get the introductions to everyone, your credentials, your name, your background, that would be great.
Okay, thank you everyone. እንዴት አላችሁ? በጣም እግዚአብሔርን አመሰግናለሁ። እኔ እንኳን እንግዳ ነኝ። እዚህ መጥቼ ሁላችሁንም ስላየው ከልብ አመሰግናለሁ። በአዲስ አበባ የምሰራው ፋሚሊ ካውንስለር ነኝ፣ ሌጋል ኤድ ፕሮቫይደር ነኝ፣ አግሪካልቸራሊስት ነኝ፣ ኢንቫይሮንሜንታል ስፔሻሊስት ነኝ፣ ሎየርም ነኝ ማለት ነው። Really when Absra was narrating the issue, I was very much impressed and sobbing at the back. በጣም እያዘንኩ ልቤ እየተሰበረ ነበረ። ምናልባት እነ ፍቅር በኋላ ጥያቄ ሲያነሱ አወራለሁ። ወደዚህ ኢቨንት እንድመጣ ያደረገኝ ዮሐንስ አያሌው በጣም ተወዳጅ ከሆነው ከሊበን ገብረ ሚካኤል ጋር ታይቦ አገናኝቶኝ አቆራርጬ ጸደጋ ሲደርስ እሷም ደግሞ በኔ ዊዝደም ይኖርሃል ሼር የምታረገው ብላ ስላመነች እዚህ ስቴጅ ላይ ተገኝቻለሁ። ሁላችሁንም ስላየው ከልብ አመሰግናለሁ። Thank you very much.
ጤና ይስጥልኝ። Tawdra workna balalo. My name is Tawdra. I'm a psychotherapist. I also am a member of the Ethio-Can steering committee. I'm here. Hey, Samam. Yeah. So just to give you a brief synopsis of what we have been doing. This recently we just completed the third cycle of our
Group therapy.
Group
Therapy.
or group discussion. We met weekly on Sunday evenings, and our topic this time around was breaking the cycle, intergenerational trauma and its effects on families, and how to break that cycle and how that affects parenting and relationships between parents and their children. እና በቅርቡ ጊዜ ኢንተርጀኔሬሽናል ትራውማን በሚመለከት እየተሰባሰብን ለ6 ሳምንታት ስንወያይ ቆይተናል። ከዛ ጋር ደግሞ ይሄ ተያይዞ የፎቶግራፉም የታሪክ ልምዱንም ለመካፈልና ሁላችን እንድንወያይና ብዙውን ጊዜ ያለፍንበትን በዝምታ ነው የምናቆየው እና አንዳንድ ጊዜ ሼም ኤንድ ጊልት እንዳሉ ተሸክመን ልጆቻችንን በመናሳድግበት ጊዜ ደግሞ ያ እክል ሊፈጥርብን ይችላል የሚለውን ስንወያይ ቆይተናልና አሁንም ሁላችሁ እዚህ የተገኛችሁት በዚሁ አርስት ላይ እንድንነጋገርና to break the cycle and to really have a conversation around what it means to be traumatized as a community and also as individuals. So let's have that discussion openly. This will be the start of it, and we hope to have a continuation of the discussion.
እንግዲህ እኔ ዳንስ ስለሽ ይባላለሁ። ሳይኮቴራፒስት ነኝ። ዊትቢ ኦፊስ አለን። and also a diplomat, a clinician, a clinical counselor. I think that's all what you need to know for now. My name is Dan Slashy. I'm a psychotherapist and I'm also a diplomat clinician. I'm a clinical counselor, have an office in Whitby. And for the past probably about 6 weeks, we've been running a subject on generational trauma. And one of the areas that we have discussed is that what has been not processed is repressed. So for that reason, it's good to come in the public and then just discuss. Sometimes it's a very difficult and hard conversation, but it has to come out. Like Yapsara, when she stood up, started talking about her father and then some of the experiences that he's gone through. I think many of us, we shy away from that. We can't bring it to the open because we have been raised up with a culture of silence, and the culture of silence has destroyed so many nations. Later on, when we are just starting the discussion, we are going to talk about that and on a nation and a national level and a personal level and a family level, how holding back, some of this thing that need to be brought out. Like our brother Aklilu, when he was speaking, he didn't hold back. And he didn't present himself like, I'm this great man. He just shared with us what he's gone through. But on the process, he also actually processed some of the pain that he has gone through. So he's no more, living a life of shame because it's out. It's a healing process. So we come into a place of awareness, and that's the first stage. And then awareness leads us to the place of healing. And later on, as we hear the question, we'll answer. I think you shouldn't give me a microphone. When you give me, then you have to be prepared to. So, thank you.
So thank you for your introductions. So we're just going to start off with a couple questions and open it up to everyone else, if anyone else has questions. So I just wanted to start off by asking, and you folks kind of touched on it, how does someone's past trauma kind of affect their day-to-day life today. Yeah, but modern or English.
In Ethiopia, we have a culture of honoring guests.
Thank you very much. By the way, I think a little bit differently when dealing with issues, because I always go to the people, sit with the people, and learn from them. Yes. When I arrived at Canada about 3 weeks ago, I thought it is like other foreign countries like Germany or Asia, different African country. But I found out that Canada is a country created by people. People, even no one has asked me or requested me to show up my ID here. I traveled wherever I want to. I traveled and enjoyed anything I want to without any fear. Yet it is not my country. Imagine where you travel with fear within your own land, yet travel without fear in some country which is not yours. Wow. Now, my biggest question for you guys to deal with any trauma, I don't think this is a timely question for everyone, because we need to first work hard to create a country like Canada. Yes, thank you. Because, do you know, sometimes people all across Africa have one or another trauma of life. Poverty by itself is a trauma. For sure, all of you know China, the well-known Nigerian writer who wrote about things fall apart. Things fall apart. My dear friends, in the place we fall apart, you cannot talk about trauma. Trauma will be your lifestyle wherever you go. Even in Canada, living here in Canada, you will have a trauma. Some of us saw things through our eyes. Some of us experienced it physically, as Absara's father. Some of us live with a bleeding heart always. Always. So I raised three issues just to wind up my talk and give it to my friends. Three very important topics. Number one, we have three characters. We may be psychotic, neurotic, or psychoneurotic. Now, which one you experience? Are you psychotic? If you are psychotic, you deny 4 plus 4 is not 8. You deny this if you are psychotic. If you are neurotic, you know that 4 plus 4 is 8, yet you hate the result. You don't like it to be 8. If you are psychoneurotic, you experience all two. Which do you experience in your walk of life? My dear friend, any day, all time, when you are in trauma, you will face those three. You deny can't help. Still, you have to use what my brother there, Absara's father, experienced. Do you think that it is not happening now, as of today? ዛሬ የለም አይሆንም አይሰደዱም ልጆቻችን አሁን ጊዜው ነው ይሄንን ለመናገር ጊዜው ነው በቃ አልፋችኋል ተሻግራችኋል ማለት ነው ወንድሜ ተሻግረዋል ኖ አልተሻገርንም፣ አገር አልሰራንም። we are not able to stand together, we are not able to love each other, we are not able to accept each other yet. Still we are not able to work together to build our country. ስለዚህ ይቀጥላል ማለት ነው። ልጆቻችን አገራቸውን ከሌላቸው still they will be in trauma again. They have to have their own nation, they have to have their own root back home. Because they have a land they belong to. They are foreparents they belong to. They have bird sound there. They have cow sound there. They have dungs over there, which they missed truly. So, trauma, community trauma will be healed when individual trauma is healed. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'm so happy that you reminded us that we need to have a home. And I think to begin to have that home, we have started the process. This group started with a vision with Sade. I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, she dreamed, she drew the picture, she sent it to me, that this is what I am planning to do. It's just like when you are just planting an oak tree, it starts with acorn. So you just plant acorn and then it begins to grow. So when we started gathering with just few, and then we started growing and started doing the weekly, for 6 weeks, 3 weeks, the group therapy or group discussion, and now it's growing. And then today we have this large attendance here. So I think, just like our brother said, that as we begin to work on individual trauma healing, and then there will be healing for the families, there's also healing for the city, for the nation, that it increases and it goes. And then we'll be able to build a healthy space, a safe place for everyone to grow, to become everything they were born to be. So anyways, going back to the question, she was asking question if trauma will affect our day-to-day life. I'm a trauma therapist, and that's what I do. And dealing with trauma, of course, it affects the mind, the way how we think. It affects the body. There's what we call body sensation. And sometimes we have a cellular memory, and sometimes some of the traumatic experiences that we have gone through is embedded on the body level, on the cellular level. So we have to use different method to heal that process. And then also the emotional level. For instance, when we are talking about the tragic triad, and we have pain and guilt and shame and death, and the neurotic triad, we have depression and then addiction, violence, and then all these are the outcome of trauma. But it affects our life in different ways. Sometimes we can be startled. I believe some of the experiences our brother had, if he was kind of traumatized by some experiences, after he must have come out of that trauma, and whenever he goes on the way, on the road or at home, when he hears a loud noise or something that reminds, we call them triggers, trauma reminders, and then the startling feeling, and sometimes worry, fear, and sometimes even anger. And one of the main evidence is that avoidance. Anything that has traumatized us, we want to be away from that place. So it affects our daily life. And at the same time also, just like reliving the life. That's another symptom of trauma. So we keep on living the same experience because there are so many trauma reminders that comes our way. So truly it affects, even relationship between our parents and children. So if the children are traumatized, they have some traumatic experiences and they react. Actually, in my trauma program, some of the things that I do, that's called, like, children are born innocent, well-meaning, they were born with a clean slate, but as they are growing up, because of the traumatic experiences that they go through, they start...